Hey guys, it's your girl Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, where we teach you how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. During this show, you will hear solo episodes from me, where I'll show you how I have landed and negotiated 5- and 6-figure speaking contracts and licensing deals. You'll also hear from our amazing guests who have grown enormous speaking businesses by utilizing sales and marketing principles that work. If you want to grow your speaking business, listen to this podcast, and then afterwards, head on over to ashleynicolekirkwood.shop and grab my book, Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market Instead of Working Your Way Up from the Bottom. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Hey, y'all. What's up to the Speak Your Way to Cash family? It's Ashley Kirkwood back again with another podcast episode. But this time, guys, I am actually going to let you listen in to a live video that I recorded. Now, if you're listening to this live video on the podcast and you're like, oh, I want to join your next live, I want to ask you questions, I want to be able to get feedback about my business, then you have to follow me on Instagram at The Ashley Nicole Show, and make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page, all right? Make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page because that's where I go live. I also sometimes go live in the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, but enough about that. Even though you may have missed it live, you're about to hear it again. So listen into this live episode and let me know what you think. You can always send me an email to ashley@speakyourwaytocash.com. Let's listen in. Hello. So I did not even know if I'd be able to go live in my Speak Your Way to Cash mastermind group, but it looks like it's working. If anyone in the mastermind is in the live video that I'm doing in our live group, please drop yes in the chat so I can know that you are seeing this. I have had a day. Already. I had a day yesterday. And so wanted to come on here really quickly and give y'all some behind the scenes about how my first workday back went and the challenges that we faced and what we're going to do to fix them as a team. I think that sometimes when things happen and they're not the best, we kind of just talk through all the highlights of being an entrepreneur and the 7 figures and the this and the that. But I want to share with you guys something that happened that I actually, for some reason, never thought would happen to me, even though I've seen it happen to other people. And I want to warn you guys about it. And then I want to let you all know what we're doing to fix the issue. Okay, so I'm literally going to co-work with y'all through these problems that I'm actively solving. So if y'all are ready to see some behind the scenes and hear the worst nightmare thing that can happen to a business owner on the business side anyways, drop a ready in the chat. We're going to unveil what's been going on. And then I'm going to give you guys a lesson that we learned that we're kind of working through now. Hate that this happened. So yesterday, and I'm going to work while I'm doing this. Dang, even talking about it, I'm like, why did this happen? So yesterday, my life was going fine. I got on a call with our ads consultant and he said, hey, Ashley, what you should do, because it was taking us the time to set up our ads. So I was like, he's like, hey, what you should do is just clear your cache and cookies. And then that's just going to solve all your ad problems. And we'll be able to get to setting up your advertising. And I was like, okay, bet. So I clear my cache and cookies. And right when I do that, it logged me out of my Facebook app on my phones. It logged me out of Facebook on all my computers. It logged everyone on my team out of my Facebook accounts, all of that. And the reason why that's such a nightmare is because I have 2-factor authentication on. And so with 2-factor authentication, when you're logged out of everything, the only way I can get a code to get back in Facebook is by using the Facebook app for the code generator. But how am I going to get the code generator if Facebook has locked me out? So I'm totally locked out of my Facebook account. Thankfully, though, here's the blessing. Thankfully, when this happened, I wasn't running ads actively because I've read now on YouTube that when this happened to other people, they were actively running ads when they were locked out of their Facebook account, which literally means they had no way of turning off their ads while they were locked out. And this one guy was locked out for like 6 months and his ads were still running. Facebook was still charging him. Craziness, okay? Insane. And of course, there's no one that you can actually contact at Facebook. There's no one that you can actually talk to there. And so thankfully I knew a few people there, and I messaged them, and we'll see what happens, but I'm still locked out. I didn't even know. Shout out to my mastermind. Miss y'all. Like, I miss y'all. Like, I'm like trying to look in our mastermind group and like, oh, I'm locked out of Facebook. Can't look in the group. It's kind of a nightmare. So just to put this in perspective, you all, we spent almost $200,000 on advertising last year, $150,000 of which was pure Facebook ads. And we're locked out. Like, we drop bread on Facebook ads and we're locked out, and we don't have a human that can fix it. And like, I'm clearly me. They can see all of this, right? They can see all of this. They know it's me. Just a hot mess. So the other thing is, I'm not like, so your pixel is connected to your Facebook business pages. All of that is connected, and my pixel is seasoned. So that is all gone now. And your account also has to age. So you can't just start a new account and start running tens of thousands of dollars of ads. Like, it has to ramp up. We're through the ramp up period. And so this is kind of a problem. I will likely have to, I'm gonna give it a day. And then if I have to start a whole new everything, then I guess that's what we'll do, because we're not just gonna quit. But yeah, so that happened. Benefits, right? Things that we did that made this a little bit easier to swallow. We collect our customers' information. So we have emails, we have phone numbers, even emails and phone numbers of everyone in our group. We have, mailing addresses. We have data on our people. And so that's a blessing. So we're kind of thinking through, yes, it is all going to work out. Mm-hmm. It's all going to work out. I was just not happy. So the other thing is, we have we're going to do, and I'll tell you all this, we're sending out invites to our first ever Black Women Sales Accelerator. And that's taking place in about 8 days. So typically we run ads to things like that. But with this whole debacle, we'll have to do it all organic and straight make calls. So we are figuring it out. The team has about an hour to get us a list, and then we're all just going to hit the phones and do what we have to do to fill our event, to fill our accelerator and send some invites out to some women that we want to attend our sales accelerator, which is happening January 12th. So if you're watching this on Instagram, you can click that link in my bio and register and sign up. It's at night, so it'll be after the workday. Come in, be locked in with us for a few hours to audit your sales process and go through your sales. So it's a public launch. We are going to do invites for it. And so if you get an invite, please accept it right away. But yeah, so that happened yesterday. It's literally like, imagine, I woke up that morning, read my scripture, did my devotional, took my walk, was feeling great about the new year, and boom, ads gone. Can't get into your accounts. It is just not what you want to deal with. That said, told the team, and the team has been like, oh, we're on it. Like, we're going to do whatever we have to do to make sure that nothing drops, no balls are dropped, and we will be sustained. The other thing that we're doing is we have other social media platforms. So we're still on Instagram, we're still on TikTok. And so we're going to go harder on those platforms and start running advertising on those platforms, and also find ad agencies and ad strategists who are familiar with TikTok, LinkedIn, and we can't do Instagram because it's still Facebook. So TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube ads. And so we are now in the process of doing that. Yeah, because I know I'm normally posted in the group, but it's what it is. So all of that happened. And thankfully, when people join our group, we also get their phone numbers. So we may even start an off group or off Facebook group where we'll be sharing more behind the scenes and things of that nature. But what we're praying for those that pray, amen, is that my Facebook is restored by the end of today, which is a possibility. So we have a good email out that I'm just like, Jesus, make it work. Yeah. So in the meantime, we're getting ready for another launch. We're going to get ready for another event. And so we are going to hit the phones. For anyone, if you're not collecting phone numbers, I don't know what you're doing. Like, and really, if it were up to me, every time somebody signed up for something for me for free, I would also get your address. Like, I don't get it. I don't get why you wouldn't do that. So we're going to hit the phones. In order for us to hit the phones and do what we have to do to let our audience know we're here, this is what we're doing, this is what we have coming up next, to do invites to the accelerator, we have to have a script. So for anyone who's like, hey, I want people making calls for me, I want to build out a sales team, blah, blah, blah. All of that's great, but you need a script. The only way you're going to do anything is with a script. And thankfully, we have a lot of scripts in our company because we're essentially an executive sales training company, which means we know how to do scripts. We know how to do scripts. And so one thing that I'm doing, we had a launch meeting this morning. We have a launch meeting every week. We have an events meeting every week. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mastermind. For some reason, Facebook is letting me go live in my Mastermind group, but it's through StreamYard. So prayerfully, they don't kick me out of this. So I'll still be able to go live with you guys. But we're just going to hit the phones. We're going to do what we have to do. So for those of you just joining, I just shared that we were locked out of Facebook, which is every marketer's worst nightmare if you run ads. And you don't know when they'll get back to you, if they'll get back to you, any of that. But we're in good spirits. We're just going to make it work. And one thing that we're going to do is we're going to have our team hit the phones. We have collected over 20,000 emails since we've been in existence, which isn't a lot. Our goal this year was really to get to 100,000, and I think we will. But we have 20,000 emails. I think we have at least 15,000 or so phone numbers. We're going to hit the phones. We also have thousands of mailing addresses. And so some of our invites, we're going to send via physical mail. So our whole team is on it. They were very supportive. They're ready to look out for us. Thankfully, our coaches are set up as administrators in our group. And so they're all set up properly and they can still manage our groups while I'm gone. We put our free group on, you have to get your post approved, because what happens when you have a free group, we have a free group and we have various paid groups. With the free group, one of the negative things that can happen with the free group is that people just start posting spam in your group. And since I'm not on there to kind of monitor it a little bit, even though we have people that monitor it, I still monitor it and catch stuff quicker. Because I'm not on there to do that, we just made it so like all posts have to be approved by an administrator. So that'll help cut down on the spam. Our mastermind group is great. Like we don't really have to worry about like spam in the mastermind group because it's a paid group. So those groups are a lot more established. But yeah, this is the thing. So now what I'm doing as I'm talking to y'all is I am writing a sales script for people who we want to invite to our Black Women Sales Accelerator, which is next Thursday night. Here's the other thing. All this is going on, and I'm supposed to take a birthday vacation. My birthday is January 17th. I did not plan for this month to kick off like this, but we're still going to make it work. And I really believe, I told this to one of my coaches, I was like, this is the year that some of the blessings we get, they're going to be like, how'd it happen? I'm like, I don't know. Like it was God. Like it was God. And so when things like this happen, one of the things that you have an opportunity to see in your life are miracles. And what I am expecting to happen is that our next launch, our Black Women Sales Accelerator next Thursday, is going to be our best one ever. And it won't be because of just advertising. It won't be because of, our traditional methods. It'll literally be because everyone in that room was supposed to be there. They were personally invited. They showed up. They got on Zoom. They got results. Their lives were changed. And it's just going to be next level. And that's just what I'm proclaiming. That's what I'm professing. That's what I'm believing. And because this happened, that is what is going to have to happen. And when it happens, it'll just be a miracle from God. It'll be a huge blessing and a huge testimony to his goodness and his faithfulness. And that will be great. That'll be great. And so, it is what it is. But in the meantime, I'm going to get to work. So while I'm on, what I wanted to do is share that with you guys. So some things that we could have done differently. We could have been testing advertising on all platforms before we needed to. So while we had our Facebook ads kicking, and I talked to my mastermind about this, I don't like testing stuff out when I need it to work. I like testing stuff out when I have other avenues that I know work. Okay. And so I should have been testing TikTok and YouTube last year. And when I first had the inkling to, versus waiting until now. And so now we need other advertising platforms to work. So I don't love testing it right now, but we're going to have to do what we have to do. And then we'll get our account back to us eventually. But so excited about the Sales Accelerator. So while I'm on here, for those of you on Instagram, drop a question in the comment box and I'll try to answer it. You all had some really good questions last time. If anyone in our mastermind has questions, let me know and drop it as a comment. and I'll answer your questions. This live stream will be coming down off Instagram. I will only keep it up in the mastermind. Just wanted to make sure I made that announcement for you all, but I'll keep it up in our mastermind group in case someone wants to watch it later and gets value from hearing what we're doing. So we just had our launch meeting. Everyone on the team has their marching orders for the next hour, and then we're going to regroup in an hour, and we'll probably regroup in a couple hours after that and just do what we have to do to get it done. That's one benefit of having a team. And then we also onboarded a brand new person today. So Mastermind, you all will be hearing about her. She is our new program assistant, and she's fabulous. She's getting ramped up. Lael will be training her because Lael is really our launch manager now. And so Lael, a project manager and launch manager. So we're going to take her out of the day-to-day of the mastermind and get her in get her focused on our launches, because we're doing about 2 launches a month until our Black Women Sales Summit. And that someone's like, hey, I got so much value from the workshop you did in December. Oh, amen. I'm slated to attend the Women's Sales Summit. Will your class be a precursor? Yes. And the Black Women Sales Accelerator is not, there's no replay. You have to attend live. But if you're coming to the Black Women Sales Summit live and in person in Georgia, we're going to upload it to your portal. So you all will get that. So don't worry if you can't attend live. If you don't have your ticket to the Black Women Sales Summit live, get your ticket, but also make sure you attend this event live. So go ahead, and thank you for I guess you came to the challenge and got a lot of value. Amen. I'm glad. I'm really glad. So let me know what you're doing, and let me know what questions you all have. Drop them in the question box, and then Mastermind, like maybe I'll show you guys this sales script that I'm writing for people who are who we have to call on our list. And because I can go live in the mastermind, I'll do another video to let you all know how the calls go and all of that, and kind of the scripts that we use and how we track who's calling who. We do it old school. I could do it in a CRM. I just don't love the CRM platforms for like this type of calling. I don't love them for that. I may have to I really want to get a CRM platform built that I like interacting with. I really like Google Sheets, but I don't know how scalable that'll be over time. One thing that we always do when we have people call people, and I'll show you guys, I'll share this with you guys in the mastermind group. So we're going to have someone do we have several team members do calls. I really want like 100 calls done a day, which really means I should have 10 people doing calls. So each one can do 100. Oh yes, come on. First podcast appearance and an accountability partner. So whenever you do calls, you want them to do calls during a certain time. You're going to call people who, these are kind of like the assignment instructions that we give. We're only going to call people who are listed on the call sheet. And Lael is actually creating the call sheet. And then you want to put like all the directions that you're going to put in here. And then this, I'm going to put a note in here to my team member and if you're on Instagram, we're going to do a Q&A, so feel free to drop a question in the question box. But I'm going to tell Lael to hyperlink the call sheet. Oh, I did not mean to make that all caps. We also, when people make calls for us, we also give them a voicemail script. So like, this is a really cool thing that we do. First off, I can't give you guys our call script, but I will give it for those of you watching this in the mastermind group, I will give it to you all. But we give them a voicemail script. Really, really cool. So not just a call, like most people do like call scripts, but like give them the script to say via voicemail. And then we also tell them what to say via text as well. So if you have people making calls for you, you want to give them as much information as possible, because it should be a system such that it doesn't matter who makes the call. It literally is going to get results regardless. So we're going to say to invite you to the Black Women Sales Accelerator. And if you're on Instagram, you want to make sure that you are coming to our Black Women Sales Accelerator. Only if you want to increase your sales. Like, if you don't want to increase your sales, don't come to the Black Women Sales Accelerator. But if you want to increase your sales, please do come to the Black Women Sales Accelerator. Oh, yeah, shout out to TSP. Are you going to Game Plan? Because I'll be speaking. came across your interview on the TSP podcast, Propel Gang. Hey, Propel, I have a training with Propel tomorrow. So I'll be in Propel tomorrow doing a training. Shout out to TSP. They're a good organization. Okay, I'm calling the Speaker Ready Cash team to invite you to the Black Women Sales Accelerator. We... invite you to claim your ticket. Let's see if you want a VIP pass as well. Okay. Calls completed by. So we give them a date. We need the calls completed by. I really want I don't want anyone making calls after. No calls made later than January 11th, 2023. Hey, Instagram. If you want me to answer a question, put it in the question box. And I will answer your question. Okay, and then another thing we do with our sales calls is with our scripts is we will tell people, we'll give them reminders. You do need to smile when you're making calls. Now, this is literally for people who are making, if you're just cold calling or you're doing customer service calls, call after call after call, make sure you're smiling. These are clients. Many of the people listed. Project manager will follow up with you on that via email. Okay, so right now I am just writing out a sales script from scratch so that I can have our team start making some calls. We lost our Facebook account yesterday and we are working to get it back. But in the meantime, we are not going to stop progress. We are going to make sure that we keep it going. Okay, and in the midst of all that, we're going to do a Q&A on Instagram. So drop your question in the question box, and I'll be sure to answer your question. The question that we got is, what is the best way to communicate that your business is pivoting or going in a different direction? So one of the best ways, we've done two things. So we used to have a law firm, and we ended up closing that law firm. And because we closed the law firm, we no longer took legal clients. And so I just kind of told them, hey, we're not taking clients at this time. And then I did a live video saying, I'm not taking any more legal clients. This is why. This is the direction that I'm going in. And this is what we currently do. We'd love to still work with you, but it would be in this capacity. And the further away I got from taking legal clients, the more transparent I got about why I stopped. So our law firm was doing really well. We were pulling in money, good money, and but I didn't love it. And at the point that you don't love something, at the point that you no longer have an insatiable desire to learn about that thing, I don't think you should sell it anymore. So if you are, or you own it, but then you go and hire a CEO or an operator to run it. And for me, I didn't want to do that with the law firm because it put my license at risk. And I had a really great team, but it still was I needed to check the work. And if I didn't, I was still liable for the work that I did not check. So I think the best way to do it is to be honest, let them know what you're doing next, let them know how they can stay connected and involved with what you have going on, and be excited about it. Don't be a Debbie Downer. One of the things that I see is when people make announcements about things, are always this is what's happening, this is what's going on. But what you could do is just be oh, I have great news. I have a new development. We're being shifted in a new direction, and it includes you, and it'll better serve you in these ways. And if we can't work together anymore, we have an incredible referral. So my thing is, make sure your clients are taken care of. One thing that we did before we announced we're not going to be doing legal service anymore is we went and found other competent attorneys to refer our clients to confidently. And I am blessed that our clients have felt supported in that. Now, there are still going to be some people that want you, but the truth was the reason people liked me as their lawyer wasn't because I was doing legal work so well, which we were doing really good legal work, but it was because of the strategy that came with the legal work. So really they were paying lawyer rates, which are low, but they were getting high-level consulting services, which are premium. It was a premium offer. So I was doing myself a disservice by providing like a $3,500 trademark, but then also teaching you how to monetize your IP, which is not the job of a lawyer. Like lawyers aren't all strategists. They can't all. And then I was negotiating their deals, getting them hundreds of thousands of more dollars on their contracts, but really they were paying for a $7,500 contract service. Like it just wasn't, it didn't even out. It wasn't equaling up at all. And it just didn't make sense for me to keep doing that financially. Now, some of my clients became friends and I was really worried about how they would take it, but they were all totally fine with that. And they could still use me as a strategist. They just got to pay strategist rates, you know? And so it is what it is. That was a really good question. Also, one thing I almost forgot. Whenever you have something to announce to a client, make sure you have a story around it that makes sense to them. So for me, for y'all, really, you want to figure out, why am I doing this? How am I going to frame it? What is the story around it? Hey, how are you? How are you? All of that's going to become very, very important. But that's a good question. Keep them coming, because I am not done with the script yet. This is a great question. Any feedback when creating your website for speaking and you don't have any film to upload but have testimonials? I'm not sure how to do. I'm not sure how to do that. Really good question. So if you don't have one, use what you have. When all I had was a one-sheeter, I used my one-sheeter to pitch. When all I had was my landing page, I use my landing page to pitch. When I didn't have video testimonials, I use written testimonials to pitch. When I didn't have any testimonials, I use footage of me speaking to pitch. So the thing that's in your control is getting, written testimonials of you speaking. And I think you were at the live event and I talked about how you can use a Google form and just collect that information. So that's something that you could definitely do. All right. So because I'm having someone make calls about the accelerator, one thing I like to do is put in the links. I like to put in the links. So I'm actually going to insert a chart up here and add in the links. And we did this funnel a little bit differently than our last masterclass. We do have an opt-in page. All right. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's see what other questions we got in the chat. Oops. Okay, what should be included in the script? So what do you sell? Because that's gonna vary greatly. And if you are not coming to the Sales Accelerator, you definitely should make sure you're coming to the Sales Accelerator, because we're going to be auditing your sales process. And I think some people think they have a sales process, but they don't. The test for whether or not you have a sales process is like, do you have a process that someone else can deliver even if you're not there? What does it look like if someone else were to deliver that process even if you weren't there? For the most part, though, like scripts are different versus like if it's a cold person versus a warm person versus a current client, it may vary pretty greatly. So you do want to make sure that you are you're thinking about that. And then also, you guys, if you want to know what to say, like on a warm sales call and you're selling speaking and consulting services, we talk a lot about that in the Speak Your Way to Cash book. The Accelerator, you could just go to the link in my bio and get your ticket. Accept your invite to the Accelerator next Thursday, January 12th. It's going to be a good time. Gonna be a good time. Okay. All right, let's see here. You just want to make sure, like if you're writing a sales script for someone else, ideally you try it yourself, unless it's like a similar format. So we've done the sales script that I'm making right now, I'm actually cribbing from one of our other sales scripts. So we've done a very similar model to this. So we kind of know what works. And then we're not starting from scratch. We're not starting from scratch. So that makes it a lot easier to kind of write the script and make sure it is giving what it's supposed to give. All right, I see another question, so I'm going to answer that. Okay, let's see the question we got here. Kindergarten assessment guide to childcare provider. Okay, so then what you have people do before they get on the call matters. So you want to make sure that when people are booking calls with you, especially if it's a free consult or something like that, you're collecting enough data to make informed questions on the actual call. But your script itself will just, I don't know enough about your product to tell you like what you should put in your sales script. But in terms of cadence, you typically start with fact finding in the very beginning, making sure you know everything you need to know about them to find out if they're a good fit client. Then you go into presenting your offer. Then you ask them about the value, like you find value in that. Then you close it out by giving them next steps to take and asking them whether they plan to take the next step right then and there. And then before you end the call, you want to make sure that you set your follow-up schedule with them. So book the call or whatever you're going to do in that regard. Like you want to make sure that's how there's like a cadence to your call, that would be about the cadence. Okay, script for the actual call. Here's the other thing about sales scripts. Okay, I offer program development for experts. It's mainly done for you. I want to pivot to doing it with you in a VIP day. Do you think this is wise since we have the same avatar? It was like, do you think it's wise? I don't think there's ever anything wrong with like doing something with someone. You just want to, like, the way that I think about it is like, what does your client data say? So everything that we develop in our company is based on how our clients get the most success. So we know what the clients who got 6-figure contracts did. We know what the clients who got 5-figure contracts did. We know what they took. We know how long their container was. We know the average ROI for the clients in our programs. And so whenever we develop something, we want to develop it with them in mind. So as long as people are asking you for that service and they're saying, when you did it with me before, I got these amazing results, then that would give you your answer. So most of the time, my questions about what I should develop come from what my clients need. So this year, we have incredible experts in our program. But originally I was like, I don't really want to have all these coaches in our program because one of the things that our clients would complain about, and something that I've seen and I've complained about in other programs, is the coach didn't, like the main coach was really good, but then her other coaches were just subpar. They didn't have depth of knowledge. And so I went out and hired other experts and other coaches to like see whether they could coach me on a topic. And if they could coach me on a topic, then I would hire them to coach my clients. But our rule for our mastermind to work in our company as a coach, expert, or consultant is like, if you couldn't coach me, you can't coach my clients, because I'm picky like my clients. Like, we picky over here. So, but because we did it like that, it worked out. But it was all about how can I best serve the people in our mastermind? How can I best serve the clients in my program? How do I make sure I'm well served? That way I don't burn out and end up leaving the industry prematurely just because I didn't have enough rest. All of those are things that we consider. So as long as your clients are asking you for it, there's nothing wrong with that. We have a second for me to tell you. Okay, updates. This is right there. Any other questions? Drop them in the question box. Okay, awesome. So you all asked some good questions. Let me make sure I answered all the questions. Cool. So you all asked some really good questions. I'm literally building out this sales script right now so that my team can make calls. Everyone on the team literally has an hour to do all their part of this process. So I am going to get back to finishing out. Oh, okay, we got another question. How to better approach B2B sales. This is a broad question. It's a good question though. Here's what I'll say. If anyone on here wants to sell to large corporations, land six-figure contracts, and you have not read the Speak Your Way to Cash book, you are literally doing yourself a disservice. No cap, as the young folks say. Just check out the reviews on Amazon. It is literally a 246-page manifesto of exactly how you need to jumpstart your sales process. It'll give you a framework to start thinking about your B2B sales strategically, systematically, and sustainably. And there is no better formula on the market than ours for that. So there you go. That's my review of the book. Also, it's on Audible, and I read it in my own voice, so it's not boring. So you can literally go to Audible and just get it and start listening to it and have it. It's long. It's a thick one. You know, it's a book. I think I have a copy. Okay. This is the book. This is what you're looking for on Amazon. So go and get this book. Go and read this book. In short, you need to have a hit list, a list of people that you're going to target for the corporate market. You need to know where those people assemble. And when you know where they assemble, you need to contact every place where those people assemble, every association, every whatever. And then you need to do either a webinar with that organization to start getting your message out there, or you want to speak at that organization's national conference to do lead generation. Now, where people get this wrong, speaking to market, speaking to, make an offer from the stage, is they are not as strategic as they need to be about every single element of their presentation. So if I know I'm going somewhere to get leads, everything is set up for me to get leads. If I know I'm going somewhere to make an offer, everything is set up for me to make that offer. Like, make sure that your environment, your presentation, your slide deck, your handouts, everything helps you to get to your end goal, particularly when you aren't getting paid to get on the stage. Like, you just have to have a really strategic way to do it. And it's about more than just, are you a good speaker? And I think this is where people mess up with selling and all. Like, the fact that you're good helps your ego. It does not help you get sales. I know a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot. I'll say there are people, I won't even say I know them. I will say there are people who are not exceptional, who can sell exceptionally well, and they get clients. So the fact that you're good doesn't guarantee you clients. What I want for every client of mine, what I want for everyone who works at our company, what I want for myself is to genuinely be world-class and also excellent at sales and exceptional at marketing. Because when you have all three, you're unstoppable, right? And your revenue is going to support you in having a very long, healthy business. But just being good on its own without getting great at communicating, getting great at sales, getting great at marketing, it just doesn't guarantee you clients. And it's not fair. It's actually why a lot of people who deserve the mic don't get it, because they're not bold enough. And so you have to first find your people, and then you have to understand the heart of your people. Like, what are they thinking about? What are they angry about? What are they sad about? What are they like excited about? What are they upset about? Literally, I had someone on one of my Instagram posts, she wrote, Ashley knows her audience down to our inner heart's thought. Yes, that is how you get good. Like, you need to know what, and then you need to be a human, okay? A human. Like, you know how I came on here and was like, y'all, this is a big thing that happened to me. This is a big mistake. I don't have my Facebook account. This is what we're doing. I was really upset about it yesterday. Be a human. People are cool with you being an expert and also not being perfect at everything and not knowing everything. Be a human, even in B2B, because this is another big mistake I see in B2B. Such a good question, Josh, buddy Josh. Another big issue I see when people sell to corporate is, like, in regular life, they talk like this. They're like, hey, what's up? What's doing? Blah, blah, blah. They get into corporate, they're like, hello, how art thou? I would like to share with you a long document of fancy words that I just looked up in the dictionary. Like, don't be that person. Just be you. Literally, it sounds so cliche, but be you. The other thing is, being you and being authentically you is so much more sustainable than being a buttoned up version of you. Like, that is boring and it doesn't connect and people don't feel that it's real. And even if you don't want to focus on the negative, it's okay to share that you felt scared or you felt intimidated or you felt overwhelmed or, you didn't really know, like, I didn't really know how this was going to work out, but it worked out. It doesn't diminish your confidence to be human. So don't do B2B sales thinking like, let me change everything about who I am and be all buttoned up when that's not who you are. Go in being very clear on how you're going to help your client. And that is going to help you to get more sales in corporate. But you got to find where they are. You got to communicate their deepest desires. And you have to let them know that you are the best option for them to get the result. Y'all, I'm like literally writing my sales script as I'm on this live because we're gonna do some co-working sessions. If this is like good for y'all, drop good in the chat because I may do these more. Give you the website to claim your ticket. All right, good. I'm working today. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is such a good question. Y'all are coming with it on Instagram. Suggestions for those who run multiple businesses to set up systems. Okay, this is a good question. I have run multiple businesses for several years, and I'm so glad that I don't do it anymore. But I did do it for several years, and both of the companies did very well. Combined sales last year would be over 7 figures. It was just stressful. I was just hitting it. It wasn't, my business really grew. We made more than all my companies and investments combined this year in cash. And in sales, we made like so many more times more. And the reason for that was because the most powerful thing you can do, the most powerful tool you can hone is the power of focus. I'm telling you. Oh, yes. Hey, Happy New Year. I picked up your book to study and apply the principles. So this is on point. Yes, it is. The book is slamming. Get the book. So here's the thing, the power of focus. Now, that's just my 2 cents on that. Okay. That aside, when I had 2 businesses, both of which did multiple 6 figures to combine, the revenue was great. I did this. I used platforms that I could run both businesses on with one platform. So I used Kartra. And when people joined my list, they would check either legal services or speaking services. And so they'd be segmented. So I had a legal list, I had a speaking list, but they were both on one platform. I used Dubsado to send contracts so that I could have one account for my firm, one account for Speak Your Way to Cash. And it was also better to use one platform where both businesses could be run, because when I would hire people and they had to do stuff in both companies, they could switch back and forth and we could keep our times clear. So I paid people out of the right accounts. I also dedicated days. So like Thursday was law day. All I did was legal stuff on Thursday. I had to do all my legal stuff on Thursday. Friday, I would review all my legal emails. I had to have a team. I stopped letting people just call me directly in my law firm. I used Smith AI to do my calls. So like some people would call Smith and then they would determine whether or not it needed to get to me, and then it would go to me. That was like a couple $100 a month, but it saved me so much stress of like worrying if I missed a client call or did I miss a client email. Just huge resource. We're actually going to now use Smith for our other company as well. And then we're going to get live chat set up. So there's some stuff that we still need to optimize, but that is how I did it for years and years. And Speak Your Way to Cash is my dream business. So I love this business. And the fact that it makes great money is just like a plus, because I never really thought, I'll tell you this, I never thought that I could, like, I make more than the average partner at my last firm in Speak Your Way to Cash. Okay. The average partner at my last firm made $1.2 million. I make more than the average partner with Speaker Ready Cash. Just sit that right there. I never thought that was possible. I literally didn't. I thought, you know, I had to do the firm because I'm a lawyer and this is what people know me as, and it's going to be so difficult, and how am I going to do speaking and what's going to happen and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I just didn't think it was possible. So the fact that I get to run this business that I love and do well financially, and we have 4 employees, including myself, so 3 outside of me, and we have 10 contractors month to month that we're working with on various things in various areas. A lot of what we do is content creation and like, you know, copywriting, emails, all that stuff. And it's just incredible. It's incredible. But that's what I would do. So I'd have days, I would have a system that I can run both companies on. And as soon as I could, I would focus on one. Because I always wanted to do, I am a conservative entrepreneur in that I'm not going to stop doing what makes money to do something brand new. Do you have, okay. All right, drop your questions in the question box if you all have them. I'll email them. Oh, my computer is being so slow. All right, that was a really good question, though. Will licensing be discussed at the sales summit, or do I have to wait for Speaker Ready Cash Live in November? I believe we have a licensing interview that we're doing, but I'll know soon when we get it. And then, yeah, we'll talk about it again in November. But really, we're licensing. We have a whole 8 to 10 hour training on licensing in the mastermind. That's really where you need to be if you really want a deep dive on licensing. It's case by case. So like my licensing deal is going to look different than someone else's licensing deal. And you can literally license anything under the sun. And so you really want guidance on your specific licensing opportunity so that you can make sure that you're setting up your licensing structure the right way. Because otherwise, otherwise, you can mess some stuff up. All right. Okay. Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, this was a dope Q&A. I may be back later on or tomorrow. I'm going to finish up this sales script that I'm writing for my team because we are regrouping at noon to develop our call plan for our accelerator. So you may get a call about it. Make sure you accept your ticket. All of you who are on here live are invited to attend the accelerator. Please go to the link in my bio in order to click and get your ticket type. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys soon. DM me if you have any other questions. All right, mastermind. Yes, Leslie, the devil is a liar. I am in the process of writing a sales script now. I'll let y'all know what we're doing and how we're going to set it up. All right, guys, so I'll share this script that I just made with you all on here really quickly. Okay, so we have our opt-in page and our registration page. For the accelerator, we're going to do a similar setup to the live event where you have the opt-in page there. And then you have, once they accept their ticket type, they'll have a accelerator page. The reason we decided to do that is because we have to actually invite people to the accelerator. So we want them to accept their invitation because we're going to have to make calls one-to-one for everyone. And now I'm just live with the mastermind, so I can show you guys a little bit more. Whenever I do a call script for anyone, I make them do like an assignment. So they must call people during these times. They need to have the calls completed. And then I'm also going to have a call tracker sheet And I'm gonna have her link it there too. Then I'm gonna give them some notes. I don't know what this little arrow was about. Okay. So the assignment, we don't call people after 7:30 p.m. I should say Eastern time now. We're going to call people who are on the sheet. Lael's actually making the sheet now, so we'll know who we're going to call. This is the script they're going to make if they have to leave a voicemail. We need the calls completed. Also, if they don't answer the call, we need them completed by this date, no later than this date. Reminders, smile, purpose this, select your ticket type. So similar to the challenge, we're going to try this out. We haven't done this before. We're testing it. But we're going to try out the 3 ticket types, the free, 47, and 97, and kind of see how that goes. I will let you all know how it works out. Then this is the actual script. Hey, first name, it's your name from Speak Your Way to Cash. I'm going to make sure they understand. Also, when you make a script for someone, make sure they know to follow the script. Otherwise, it does not work. It's your name from Speak Your Way to Cash, calling to personally invite you to the Black Women Sales Accelerator that Ashley is hosting on Thursday, January 12th. Do you have a second for me to tell you how to claim your ticket? This is where you're going to ask some questions. First off, congrats. We saw that you registered for blank in the past. So we're only going to be sending this to people who've registered for something. You know what I'm going to do just to make it more standard? For one of our events in the past, we wanted to invite you to a private sales accelerator where Ashley will walk you through an audit of your sales process so you can reach your 2023 goals. I'm going to do a comment here. All right. Are you able to attend the accelerator via Zoom this day? If no, okay, well, have you heard about our live event in March? Do you mind if I send you an email with the details? I will also throw in the accelerator details in case you missed it. Send them an email with the accelerator event details. And then I'm going to give them the sample email. Because really what you want for this is to be as easy as possible. You want it to be like a no-brainer. Like they do not have to think. They just have to copy, paste, and dial. Otherwise, they'll get out of their flow and they won't be able to make as many calls. Hi, name. This is literally like us co-working together. Is anyone else working while they're watching this? Let me know. Hi, name. Your schedule opens up for the 12th. January. We would love to have you at the Sales Accelerator. Claim your free ticket here. All right. All right, cool. So then we're going to give them this sample email. I can't see who's on live unless you all give StreamYard permission to see your name. I can't see who is joining me on here. And then we'll just say best, your name. Okay, I can delete that. If yes, continue here. Your invite gets you a free ticket, but the platinum upgrade is just $97. And then we have a frequently asked questions thing. All right, cool. So we have frequently asked questions that we're going to give them here as well. And then remember, I don't know if you all remember in the beginning, depending on how long you've been on here, if you are going to have someone on your team take questions, there's a possibility that they won't know how to answer the question. So we give them this script, and if they're scrolling down here on the script, I want to make sure they have it here. And then I'm going to put closing here because this is really how they're going to close it out. All right. 10 Accelerator live. I will follow up with link and email. And remember, there are no replays. Okay, so then that's pretty much it. I'm going to delete this. Frequently asked questions. So what time is, so this is crib from the summit. So we're going to just update these. What time is the accelerator? It starts at and go until okay, who are the speakers? And the coaches will do a Q&A for the platinum attendees at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I registered already. Is it online? Yes. It is 100% virtual. Will take place via Zoom. Check your email. After you register, where can I upgrade to VIP? Where can I upgrade to VIP? And then we'll do 97 for platinum. Is this new information? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I think we're almost set with this part of it. All right, so the next thing I need to do, all right, so the next thing that I need to do is get this to the team that's going to be making calls. So we do all our scripts in Google Docs. There may be a better place, but I like Google Docs. I like the Google Suite a lot. Now that everyone has a script, I'm going to do a team meeting with everyone to go through the script and to test out the script and ask them different questions about the accelerator and kind of train them on it before before we release everyone to start doing calls. So I'm going to head off and do that. And then I have to also make I have to make a postcard for the mail invites that we're going to send out. And we'll probably have to get those out tomorrow, if not today. So I'm going to do that, and I'll talk to y'all later. But yeah, I'll probably get my account back today. I'm just going to be hopeful. Okay. So I'll keep y'all posted. Hopefully you got some value out of this. And we'll upload this script to your accelerator. So this will be a good script to use, or script format, script template to use if you have a webinar coming up and you have people in your database. You just want to make sure they come, and you maybe want someone else to do the calls. Like we've had callers off of Fiverr and various other platforms. So yeah, let me know. All right, wasn't that interview amazing? If you're anything like me, you have pages full of notes. But here's the thing. Before you head out, I want you to go to facebook.com and join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group. That is where I am. That's where a ton of other speakers are, a ton of other people who listen to the show. We all congregate there and chat. And it's 100% free. Now, if you're ready to take your speaking career to the next level, I have 2 ways for you to do that. One, you can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay and pick up the live replay. That training is 7 modules, chock full of information. It's crazy. Go over there, read all about it. Or if you want a more personal experience, you already know that you want to be a speaker. You're ready to fully commit, and you want someone to walk you through it and save you tons of time Googling and doing it on your own, then book a VIP day with me. You can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com, scroll down until you see the VIP day section, and get more information on that there. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Please do not forget to leave us a review. That is how we keep this train rolling and get some of the best speakers in the world to get on this show. So please, please, please leave a review. Shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and Facebook in the Speak Your Way to Cash group, Instagram at the Ashley Nicole Show. And I'd be more than happy to chat with you and say hi. All right, y'all have an awesome, awesome day.